2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Phoenix Suns going up against the Golden State Warriors. Well, for Golden State, more than solid play for them of late. 7 wins in their last 10 outings, making their mark and playing well. Well, for Golden State, they certainly didn't struggle before Steve Kerr became head coach, but since his arrival, he has this team executing one of the most beautiful offenses in the league.
It reminds me a little bit of the triangle. What I mean by that, there's constant motions and cuts in this offensive system. You know, it's much more than just the Splash Brothers shooting up threes. These guys are a fun team to watch.
Yeah, you know, Steve, he did a great job of blending all the coaching styles that he's learned over the past years. He's played for some great coaches, and, you know, he's been fortunate enough to take a little bit from each of them and implement it, and it worked.
It turned into a championship in 2015 for Golden State. That does it for us. Kevin Harlan with the call, and we will see you later.
The enchanting sunset over the desert of Phoenix. It's Western Conference time for the traveling Golden State Warriors today. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan to call the game with our analysts Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. This game marks the end of this stretch at home for the Suns. Back on the road tomorrow. A great start to the season for them, notching 3 wins to tip it off.
And right now for Phoenix, of all the storylines this young season, their success may be the most surprising. This was not a team that was expected to make this much of a splash.
Hey, I wish I could say I saw it coming, but the truth is there was no way to see it coming. Nothing about this team indicated they'd be where they are now.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots, and it's Spates in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Paul kicks to Sanders. Back to Paul. Puts one up from 19. Draymond Green with the rebound. And guys, I would have to say one of the most underrated defensive players in the NBA, Draymond Green. Might not be the case anymore after coming in second in the Defensive Player of the Year voting last year.
Yep, he might not look the part. You know, undersized, but you talk to the scouts and the stat geeks, they'll tell you he's one of the best in the game defensively.
Now here's Paul after the miss from Klay Thompson. Sanders' shot is off.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Kicks it to Paul. And the rejection by Iguodala. Outside Curry. Outside Green. The shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Again, the miss by Thompson.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
There's the pick. Paul passes to the machine. Good, and Paul gets the assist. The machine's got his second basket of the night.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Curry kicks to Green. Thompson outside. Six to shoot. And he gets it to go from the high post.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now here's Paul against New Orleans, who is really on his game. No good from Booker. Warriors have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. And he gets it to go.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Paul against Kerr. And it's Paul penetrating. Cannot hit. Good D by Thompson.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number 1 of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
Now here's Iguodala. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Lakers. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Andre Iguodala. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Booker. 11 points for him in that last game against New Orleans. Paul dishes to Morris. And the shot is good. Morris has got his first points in this one.
They'll take as many of those looks as they can get.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Paul against Curry. Green, the screen. Curry can't get it to go.
It would have been something to see if he could hit that shot from that deep.
Greg, you know it. I know it. There aren't very many guys that can hit from out there. But he is one of them. That's the kind of range he has.
Sanders with the ball. Picked up by Thompson. Pass to Paul. It's stolen by Green. Oh, and here we go. Green's got it. The pass break chance. And the jam by Andre Iguodala.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Now here's Sanders. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New Orleans.
And also give him credit for his ability to pass the basketball. He was always looking for the open man.
And he gets the bucket.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
The Phoenix Suns weren't terrible at home by any means last year. They ended up over 500, but Greg, they weren't quite dominant enough at home to get in the playoffs.
That's a great point. I mean, they finished the year +3 in terms of wins at home. Not bad, but not good enough when you're talking about that Western Conference.
Just 2 to shoot. Curry's shot is off. Phoenix has gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And Iguodala comes to help. Morris kicks to Booker. The 19-foot shot. It's rebounded by Curry.
You know, when you talk about the Suns, their play at home sums up their season. When you are just above average in the West, you won't be in the playoffs. You've got to be really good at home to make it in the West in the playoffs.
And that's his strong suit, the ability to find his way through the D and finish at the rim.
Paul outside. Morris with the screen for Paul. Passes it to Morris. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Thompson. Curry with it. He had a 30-point outing their last game against the Lakers.
Yeah. But, Kevin, a lot of those points came at the line. I mean, he was aggressive to attack the D, not settling, and really did a good job of cashing in on those free throws. And Phoenix had some turnover issues at home last year, but overall, and to drive this home, they just were okay here in this building, and that's not going to cut it. And obviously, Chris Paul's one of the most highly recognized players in the game. High school All-American, college All-American, NBA Rookie of the Year. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for the Machine. And then for Golden State, Bogut comes in for Maurice Spates. And it's Harrison Barnes in for Andre Iguodala. Warriors have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. Highly decorated Chris Paul, multiple NBA all-team selections, all defensive team selections. No MVP yet. It's probably right around the corner, though, for him.
Yeah, you know what? He's only worried about one thing, though, and that's hoisting that Larry O'Brien championship trophy at some point in his career.
And here is Paul. Harrison Barnes getting it to go from deep. Paul passes to Booker. And it's off the back rim, no good.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them. Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Now here's Paul. His scoring totals are something to take note of. He's averaging over 19 points a game.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Warriors.
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
For the Phoenix Suns, they're coming off a good outing against New Orleans.
They just weren't challenged. I mean, nearly as much as they should have been in that game, at least when they had the ball.
Yeah, it was a mismatch. I mean, the defense from the start was on its heels practically the entire game.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Jay Crowder's checked in for Sanders. Crawford comes in for Booker, and it's Payne in for Chris Paul. And then for Golden State, West comes in for Green, and it's Barbosa in for Steph Curry. The feed to Morris. Will it go? The shot is off, and it's the Warriors taking it the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
They played well enough to win that game. It really could have gone either way.
Yeah, you've got to play the entire 4 quarters. I mean, they played well for 3.5 quarters, and that's just not enough. You can't expect to win if you don't play a full game.
Now here's Crawford. Andrew Bogut unable to get his shot to go. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
The Suns shooting their first free throw of the night here.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
One of the things they've done, guys, is taken pride in their free throw shooting this season, and rightfully so.
Here's Barbosa. His last outing, he had 8 points. He kicks it to Bogut. Now here's Barnes, defended by Crowder. Barbosa's shot is off.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
The Warriors leading. Pass to West. Feeds it to Barnes. West setting the pick for Barnes. There's the pick. Thompson against Crawford. Just 5 on the clock. And Thompson kicks to Barnes. A three-pointer, no good.
Well, that's clearly a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look at.
No doubt about it. You cannot let up defensively just because he missed that one. That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
And again, no good by Golden State.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
Shot by Crowder, no good.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number one right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
The Warriors shooting their first free throw of the evening. Free throw drops for Barbosa.
And guys, one thing that we were treated with last year was Steve Kerr's great quotability in post-game interviews and pressers. He said all the right things and deflected praise like a coach who had done it for many years.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
I caught up with Coach Jeff Hornacek. A big factor in this game, he said, is how well they do to contain the young shooter Klay Thompson, saying Thompson can really give you trouble coming off screens. We've got to have all-out energy fighting to stay on his hip, and then we need to pressure on the ball handler to try and delay the pass. Kevin, both jobs are hard.
Thank you, Doris.
Yeah, I think he just sees some things that can be improved and wants to get everybody back on the same page.
And usually that, to me, is a good use of the timeout. I mean, if there's something that he's noticed that can give his team a lift, I think he's got to try to take advantage of that.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. Now here's Payne. He's covered by Thompson. Crawford outside. From 10 feet out. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Crawford's got 6.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
Crawford against Thompson. Picked by West. Thompson dishes to Barbosa. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4. And back to Crawford last season, he was down in field goal and three-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for.
And here's Payne after the three-pointer from Klay Thompson and the dunk by Chandler.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks.
Now Chandler after the missed 3 from Klay Thompson. It's Crawford with the drive and stolen by Barnes. And here we go with Thompson running it up the court. Got a piece of it. And here's Payne inside. 1 second left. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist from Payne. Morris has got his second bucket of the night.
Crisp pass into the paint.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Warriors lead by 4. Let's take a quick break now. And let's hear from Tyson Chandler. He talked about what he brings to this team.
I do a lot that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. That's what I pride myself on. You know, some nights you're not going to get the ball, but you still can be effective on the floor. Whether that's rebounding, playing defense, hustling, trying to create extra shots for your team. Whatever it is necessary that I feel like help my team get a win.
Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
And he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game stats-wise?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
We've got Chandler. Chris Paul is out there with Booker. Then it's the Machine, and it's Sanders in at the 3 spot. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Now here's Booker. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. The drive by Paul. Basket made, just his second this contest. He's 2 for 7 now.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Spates kicks to Barbosa. Spates sets a screen. Some nice passing by Golden State here. Spates sets a screen for Curry. 5 to shoot, and the rejection by Sanders. And now the Suns a fast break. No good from Booker.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter.
And really, the Warriors had an amazing regular season last year. Just from a historical standpoint, it was one of the best ever.
Rob. He dishes it to Chandler. Booker the pass to the Machine. And stolen by Spates. Barbosa kicks to Spates. This one for 3. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game. And for the Warriors last year, they would end the season with 67 wins. That number, Clark, tied for the 6th best win total in NBA history.
And my guess is only a few people saw it coming. I mean, and as the season wore on, it became more and more apparent that the Warriors were for real, but it took a while for people to accept that fact.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Outside Curry. Spates sets a screen for Barbosa. Curry outside. Chandler with the rebound. Chandler's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Paul outside. Sanders passes to the Machine. Wide open look. No good from Booker.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
No good from Spates. Suns trail by 5, and even 3-on-3 break. No good from Booker.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense. Boy, he threw out some punishment with that 2-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Phoenix with the ball. The Warriors making the shot. And Sanders, here we go. And that one's good. Sanders has got 5.
You know, the teardrop sometimes is one of those, oh no, oh yeah shots.
Barbosa kicks to Curry. Lets it go from deep. Phoenix grabs the miss. Chandler's got 6 rebounds in the game.
If he can improve on what's been a shaky day for him thus far, they could stretch this lead out.
Here's Booker, and Draymond Green picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Iman Shumpert's checked in for Phoenix. open shot from Paul, and it's off from three-point range. Warriors leading by 5. Iguodala kicks to Green. Now Barbosa. 7 points in the game. Dishes to Curry. 6 to shoot. From deep three-point range, Phoenix grabs the miss.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Paul for 3. Again, the miss by Paul.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And the Natural's going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Now here is Barbosa, defended by Booker. 5 on the clock, and Leandro Barbosa, the bucket on the assist by Iguodala.
And on the bench for the Suns is Jeff Hornacek, probably one of the tougher coaches in the league. He'll bring your ear if you make mental error.
Here's the machine. He's coming off a 13-point game against New Orleans.
And he also controlled the backboard as well. I mean, he really did a terrific job.
Green dishes to Spates. There's the pass to Barbosa. Some nice passing by Golden State here. From about 19 feet, and it comes off the front of the rim. And for Coach Hornacek, Greg, he learned from one of the toughest coaches as a player. You know, several trips to the finals. And you know this guy well, Clark. Jerry Sloan was the guy that molded Jeff Hornacek.
One of the outstanding coaches in the history of the NBA, Jerry Sloan. Although Hornacek saw all that success in Utah, this is a homecoming job for him because he started his career in Phoenix.
And here we go. Shumpert running it up the court. Good. 8 points for Chris Paul.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Warriors leading by 6. Outside Curry. Green, the screen. Now here is Barbosa, defended by Booker. Barbosa kicks to Iguodala, and it's blocked. Oh, trying for it. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. So for the Suns, Morris comes in for Sanders, and it's Payne in for Chris Paul. Golden State also making some changes. Andrew Bogut, he's checked in for Spates. Harrison Barnes comes in for Andre Iguodala. And it's Thompson in for Leandro Barbosa. Here's Thompson, and it's Phoenix with the rebound. The Machine's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Booker. Another one falls for Phoenix. Now here's Curry, providing around 26.5 points a game. Rarely has an off night. Outside Green. Barnes with it. A 3-ball. That's another miss. Number 4. He's 2 for 6 shooting. Morris a screen. Now here's Booker, covered by Barnes. Booker the pass to Morris. Clock at 6. Payne in the post, guarded by Curry. Out to Shumpert. Second chance shot. He squares up and sinks it. Shumpert's got his first points in this one.
Really good job there. That's the definition of the inside-out game.
Here's Curry. He feeds it to Bogut. Barnes dishes to Bogut. Kicks it to Thompson. And stolen by Payne. Here's Booker. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And guys, in a draft with so many talented big men and lead guards, Booker was a bit of a hot commodity, one of the purest sharpshooters in the draft, has a lightning-quick release on his jump shot.
And with Booker, you know, who is a Kentucky guy, he's a sharpshooter. Greg, you're talking about that. His dad actually played at the University of Missouri. He was a pretty good shooter. Clark, this Booker has a pretty good frame to work with, and I think that's going to serve him well in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like his size. I like his stroke. I like his toughness. I think he's going to be better defensively than people think. He's got a lot of good stuff in his game already.
Now here's Curry. Bogut kicks to Curry. They set the pick. The dish to West. Shot clock at 5. Bogut the pass to Barnes. Hits the three-point bomb. Barnes has got 8 points.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
And despite some of the injuries over the years, Andrew Bogut still one of the game's best shot blockers, averaging well over 2.5 a game in his career. And Greg, he protects the rim like few others can, a rugged player.
And in last season, almost 3 block shots per game. And with all the offensive firepower around him, I think it really allows him to play to his strengths. That's why having a great team is about pieces of the puzzle fitting. He's a terrific piece for this group.
Now here's Curry. From the arc. Morris with the rebound. Suns trail by 3. Crawford kicks to Payne. Morris right side. Sinks the 15-footer. Morris has got 6.
And getting back to Bogut, people forget he's a pretty good athlete. The reason he was drafted #1 overall way back when was because of his insane combination of size and movement skills. That's why he remains one of the excellent shot blockers in the league today.
Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Curry. At the elbow, it's Thompson. And he gets it to go.
Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
And when you talk about Bogut, I think the Warriors' incredible regular season inspired him. He didn't have to be the star. He just had to anchor that D. Sometimes when you give a guy a specific task to be the best at, that's when he delivers the most.
Well, from the moment he stepped into the league, Klay Thompson was lights out in terms of shooting. Clark, he has never had a problem knocking one down.
Well, the first player in league history to notch 500 made threes in his first 3 seasons in the league. That is remarkable.
And a big height advantage right there.
You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goal, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
Now here's Barnes. He's got 8. Back to West. They get a hand on it, and it's out of bounds. The Warriors able to retain possession here.
And for Thompson, his three-pointer was his calling card early on, but I love the way he's expanded his game every season. He's become a very good defender and broadened his offensive game as well.
Here's Thompson. He's got 11. Picked by West. Nobody near Barnes. That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his 3rd assist on the night.
You know, and speaking of Thompson expanding his game, he's also come out of his shell a little bit. Very quiet early on, but he has gotten more and more comfortable in the league and becoming more outspoken.
And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. And here's a look at some of the most multi-dimensional players in the NBA. Not only can they pass, they can fill it up. The highest scoring point guards this season. #1, Steph Curry.
And you can't say enough about the value of a player like him. I mean, who can attack a defense in so many different ways from the point.
Exactly. It's just not his ability to distribute the basketball. I mean, it's the scoring punch that he provides as well. That's, to me, what makes him special as a dual-threat point guard.
Suns trail by 5. And here's Payne. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Crawford drives in. Can't get it to go. Nice D from Bogut. Curry dishes to West. Out to Thompson. Uncovered. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got his 4th rebound in this one. To the left side wing. Crowder gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field. 52 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Outside Curry. Picked by West. Curry passes to West. Good, and Curry gets the assist. West has got his first 2 points.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agility.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
The Suns have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
2 shots.
The first one falls. Phoenix looked to be on the verge of making it back into the playoffs last season. Ultimately, though, Greg, they faltered in the second half of the year.
Yeah, it was a 3-team race. And after coming up short in 14, the Suns had the edge early. As you said, Kevin, they simply couldn't keep things going in the second half of the season.
Tyson Chandler is checked in for the machine. He's perfect from the line this time.
You know, guys, the Suns went from the 8th seed to finishing 10th in the West. I mean, it would have been a tough task for them to stay in the race, particularly after all the trades. I mean, their team was in transition.
He has yet to get into the flow of this game. His teammates have done their part, but they need him to pick his game up.
Back to Crawford. The 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Now Barnes. 11 points in the game. Thompson for the triple. The long distance 3 is buried. Thompson's got 14 points for the game.
And when he's got that much of a height advantage on the perimeter, it's really tough on the defender. Easy 3-pointer.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. The Warriors on top, leading by 6. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, David, a great first half that demonstrates a lot of the evolution of this team. As a veteran of this group, can you tell us a bit about the concepts that have helped this cohesion?
You know, we've developed some good habits, creating an identity, but we've just got to continue to try to make the right play every single time, and then the game will speak for itself.
David, thank you. Guys, Coach would point directly to this guy as to what this team is all about.
Thank you, Doris, and we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. Golden State found themselves in a close game in the first. At one point, they managed to push out ahead to an 8-point lead. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, give them credit for getting out on that fast break. They made a concerted effort to run every time. Not once, not twice, every time, and it paid off in points. I also thought it wore down the defense.
Shaq, what'd you think about Phoenix?
Way too many turnovers, Ernie. I understand pushing the action, trying to make things happen, but you gotta be under control. Forced turnovers are one thing. Being completely careless is another. At least they have another half of basketball to improve.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.